Hey everybody, welcome to my vlog. Super excited to be here. This is going to be a quick one because I am cooped up in this room. My family's outside. We're watching the Olympics. I want to go and play with them too. But today is August 8th and it is the Lionsgate portal. So it's a portal for manifestations. It's an opportunity to say what you want to receive. And it's so interesting because in the last week, I've been really working with the goddess Durga. And Durga is all about removing your blocks so that you can truly step into your Dharma. And for me, I got this potent download. I notice whenever I work with the mantra of a goddess, and I received this from my tantric teacher, and I haven't done, a tantric sadhana in a while, but I've been really, really called and pulled to just dive into it more deeply again. And I told her what I wanted to work on. I told her that I really wanted to just step into my bold brilliance of really serving people and really being anchored into what I'm here to do on this earth. And so I know for me personally, there are still a couple more blocks. I feel it. And I just want to bust through them. I'm so done playing small. I'm so done dimming my light because I know that I'm meant here to serve so many people and I want to have that impact. But there's still something inside of me, whether it's unworthiness wounds, whether it's feeling like I don't want to be seen, right? Or feeling like, who am I to think that I have a message? Who am I to think that I can carry this weight by myself? Or who am I to think that I can be part of that momentum of courage to actually change different things? And so for me, being able to work with a goddess Durga and just really, really dive into how can I help evoke her energy within me? How can I invoke it within me and start to realize that I too have protection, that love dissolves all of those boundaries, preventing me from really, really stepping into my power. And so, because I've been working with her, I felt the deep call to really dive into my purpose, to really, really dive into my Dharma. And I wasn't expecting it to turn up this way, but it has. And so for me, I feel real, and I've, had little glimmers of it. I had little glimmers of it. I would say this past year has been a whole initiation into understanding and learning and working with the mother. And I first got initiated into that when I did my tantric training. And then, diving into more working with Hindu goddesses, diving more into feminine spirituality, diving more into the mythologies, diving more into looking at other different goddesses such as Isis, Demeter, Persephone, like remembering, reclaiming the feminine in her many forms, even being called to work with other women, even being called to do different, gatherings, whether it was online or in person, and then really, really diving into more of how to work with Shakti, the divine feminine creative force that all of us have as a healing force to really liberate our patterns. And what happens is when those patterns want to be unblocked and moved in that stagnant energy, we work with Shakti, and the goddess leads us sometimes to a challenging path, but it also has a lot of fruits if we want to be led deeper into ourselves, deeper into our truth. And so I felt like this whole week, I feel like this whole last year, I've been really reminded of, at the core of my why do I do this? And today I was just writing. I do my meditation in the morning. I have been working with Durga, and something so potent came through. And I didn't realize it until it started coming through. I did this, podcast the past couple of days, and then I did a live today. And it was someone who helps moms become abundantly rich. And this idea of the mother figure and this idea of the divine mother, the mother, the mother archetype, the queen archetype has really, really come into my ether. I think before I got initiated, it was really much the wild woman, more of that single kind of maturation of the maiden. But I know deep in my heart that I am here to help women in their maturation from maiden to mother, for people that want to call in people for healthy relationships, people that really want to up level where they are in their dharma, people that want to embody the Empress archetype in their fertility and their creativity and the manifestation of what they bring to this world, people that really want to work with Kundalini Shakti as that healing energy to help them move those stagnant blocks. And people here that want to birth a new paradigm through their children, right? People, like women that want to become mothers. And, it's an up leveling in your healthy and calling in healthy relationships, right? It's an up leveling in, I'm done being the dutiful daughter. I'm done listening to what everyone tells me. I'm done listening to other people dictate my future. I'm done trying to be nice to everybody. I'm done trying to live for other people instead of myself. And so when you start to see someone who is really on that path of wanting to own her voice, wanting to maybe deviate a little bit from her family or do something differently, it requires that wild woman archetype, but it actually helps you and requires you to look at how are you still acting from your wounds as a maiden. And what happens is, you call in unhealthy partners. You're still playing out the cycle that you had with your father figure in relationships. But if we are truly here to birth a new paradigm, it requires people to step up and level up and really look at the wounds of how they're trying to call in their partner. Because we all know that when we go back and when we look at our trauma, when we have that deep transformation of descending to the goddess and looking at our dark feminine, looking at our shadows and doing that transformational work, a lot of the trauma happens when we are young. A lot of the trauma happens from our upbringing. And so, how do you use that information and integrate it into your own healing of choosing someone different, of choosing someone not just as a maiden, but like, when I think of a maiden, I think of them choosing someone from their woundedness. They're choosing someone from, a pick me vibe. They're choosing someone from wanting to be loved instead of thinking, who is this equal partner that I can call in that to help me rule my queendom? Who is an equal partner that can stand in, where I'm not looking at their potential. I'm looking at the reality of what it is right now. I'm not princess about it. I'm a queen about it. And so when you're really thinking about it, it's like sometimes you can be lonely. And so you'll self-abandon. Maybe you'll let someone in because you're just thirsty. You're willing to accept crumbs. But then if we truly think about the legacy that we want to live, the impact that we want to have, that we want to produce happy, healthy children who are emotionally abundant, who are emotionally intelligent, we need to look at how people treat us. And at the end of the day, what it is about of like, sometimes our journey can be selfish, or not selfish, but more of an individual pursuit of, I want to better myself. I want to better myself. And I'm going on this journey. I'm starting to notice different patterns of what's not aligned with me, my family. I want something different for myself. I feel kind of off. I feel depressed. I feel, I have a lot of anxiety. I hear that a lot from so many people of how they start to come to me, of when they actually seek help, of when they need help. And that's the position that people come in with, of the anxiety and the depression. And so when you really stop and you say, hey, I want something different. I want something different for myself, and I don't know exactly what that is, but I want something different, and I'm willing to do that different thing, even if I don't know what the outcome is. I'm willing to do the hard work and muster up the courage to be different and be judged and have those projections on me, because I know that I can handle it. And that's the attitude we want to have when we're actually in that position to want to change. And so when I had this deep download of like, I know, like I literally wrote my manifesto, I want to say 6 months ago. And it was this, but it was during this past year of like 2023 to 2024, where I was really allowing like the mother archetype, the mother, divine mother, like came to me, and she's been working with me. I felt like I got a lot of healing around the mother archetype this past year, whether it was my mom, whether it was my sister, and she's a mom now, whether it was other mother figures that I've had to let go and come full circle healing with. And it's been truly miraculous to see, like, as I reflect on it, connecting the different dots of just how full circle this moment is. And when I got that download yesterday, I said, at the core of my why, the reason why I do what I do is for my little girl, my inner me, my little Lisa, my inner child. You know, I talk a lot about invoking the inner mother, and I want to help and I want to guide other women who are ready to do that, who are ready to step in and be mothers on emotional level, who want that for themselves, and how to up level their lives in their career, really doing what it is that they want to do, really stepping into their power, really owning their voice, really owning their boundaries, really being unapologetic for who the hell they are. And then thinking about their dharma, their career, and thinking about the relationships they want to call in, thinking about how can they work with their own cycles, how can they tap more into this feminine essence, how can they tap more into the mother archetype. And so those things just really, really light me up, because I know that I'm here to help people ground and bring in emotional generational wealth. When we think about the inheritance that we want to give to our children, who are eventually going to be the new paradigm, they're going to be the new leaders, we need to think about, how are we creating this emotional structure for them? How are we creating the foundation for them? But in order to do that, we have to work on ourselves and do it for us first. And so we have to be right within. You can't give away something that you don't have. And so that is what I'm really, really called to do and dive into it. And I'm so excited of how crystal clear it is. And I was not expecting that at all, but I just feel so lit up at my core of having this feel so big, and just feeling so ready to lead, and really, really feeling juiced up for really helping women who are so ready for this change, who want it so bad, who are in it for the long haul, who understand that change takes time, for people who want to really, really change and do the work to get there, because they know it is going to be difficult sometimes. But that's the thing, they're not afraid to go there. And so I'm so excited for this journey. I'm excited that I get to document it. I'm excited that I get to share it with you all. But please, please, please feel free to write what resonated with you. Ask me any questions, DM me. I'm always happy to hear what you all are co-creating and how I can help and support you. All right, bye.